Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 9 p.m. English News edition. Here are the top stories. For the top stories, the Ethiopian embassy in Djibouti. The Arab League support the candidacy of Mahmoud Ali Yusuf for the presidency of the African Union Commission. And still, the Ethiopian embassy in Djibouti, in collaboration with the Djiboutian authorities, celebrated the 2017 New Year of the Ethiopian year. For the international news, new Israeli attacks leave at least 7 dead in the Middle East. The details in this news. Welcome to our newsroom, ladies and gentlemen. The Ethiopian embassy in Djibouti, in collaboration with the Djiboutian authorities, organized the Ethiopian New Year celebration at the DMP near the ship MV Gambela at Kwe. The Ethiopian calendar, also known as Ge'ez, is 7 to 8 years behind the Gregorian calendar. The main reason for this difference is that the Ethiopian calendar places the birth of Jesus in 7th before Christ, before the Prophet Isa for Muslim, and Jesus Christ for Christians, and begins counting down from that point. Ethiopia therefore celebrates in 2017. The year begins in September 11 and contains 12 months and 30 days and a 30th of 5 or 6 days. The rich ceremony was chaired by Ethiopian Ambassador Birhanu Zegei and attended by high dignitaries from Djibouti and Ethiopia, His Excellency Dr. Alem Museme, Ethiopian Minister of Transport and Logistics, as well as the Minister of Equipment and Infrastructure, Hassan Mohamed Ibrahim, and the Minister of Trade and Tourism, Mr. Mohamed Warsama Diri. Also present were the DMP Director General Manager Jama Ibrahim, the famous Ethiopian singer Kamar, and Ethiopian ship pilots and sailors. Djibouti and Ethiopia enjoy a fruitful economic relationship exemplified by the regional integration of the Ethio-Djibouti Railway, and the port of Djibouti is another crucial link between our two peoples, fostering deeper economic integration. The smooth running of this port is essential for the fluid flow of goods. Let's listen now to the Ethiopian ambassador, His Excellency Mr. Birhanu.
ግድብ የመጨረሻውን የምዕራፍ ግንባታና ሙሌት ማጠናቀቅ
He said that the new development of the city corridor, the newly implemented economic reform, the yield of agricultural products, and the influx of tourists with the new site. All these successes gives us hope to continue next year with competence and provide efficient services to our fellow citizens. With his mind, we are trying to build a community school in Djibouti to support our people's education. In this respect, I would like to thank the Djibouti government for giving us 4 hectares of land to build this school. Ethiopia and Djibouti are brotherly peoples as we celebrate being linked by Africa's largest infrastructure project to the Ethiopia-Djibouti Railway and electrification port. This relationship not only simulates economic activities but also strengthens ties between our countries by encouraging greater logistical cooperation. And the Minister of Transport of Ethiopia said that expressed his sincere gratitude to our captains, pilots, port workers, and embassy staff who worked tirelessly around the clock to safeguard Ethiopia's interest, even during vacation when they are away from their families. Your dedication is truly commendable. In addition to the Ethiopia-Djibouti Railroad, the port of Djibouti is another crucial link between our two peoples, fostering deeper economic integration. The smooth running of this port is essential for the fluid flow of goods. He expressed his sincere thanks to the government of Djibouti for this unwavering support, in particular for the successful completion of Operation Fertilizer. Your cooperation was decisive in ensuring the smooth running of this critical operation to the benefits of both our country. The headquarters of the Regional Inspectorate of Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training in Ali Sebieh played host to a gathering of the various players involved in implementing the National Literacy Program in the two southern regions of Ali Sebieh and Dakhil. The National Literacy Program has been running for a good 7 years. It is implemented by the Union National for the Women in Djibouti with the support of the Ministry of Social Affairs and Solidarity and the MENFOP. The workshop on improving the content of the National Literacy Program was attended by the region's acting prefect, Aida Wabri Asoui, the UNFD coordinator of the program, Abdullah Omar Ibrahim, the regional inspector for the South, Mohammed Aden from the Ali Sebieh Inspectorate, and Hafid Nasser from the Dakhil Inspectorate, and the pedagogical advisor who supervised the literacy teachers concerned. Its aim is to identify the challenges to be met and to gather suggestions and recommendations on a number of themes relating to the National Literacy Program. The aim of the roundtable will, of course, be reflected on the NLP, its implementation, its strength and weakness, and the ways and means of improving its management, content, and social and economic impact. It will obviously bring together representatives of all the players involved in the NAP, from senior executive, technical, and financial manager, the pedagogical managers. The first, of course, it is to mark the event like the people of the world who on the team proposed by the UNESCO, promoting multilingual education, literacy for mutual understanding and peace. The Ministry of Social Affairs and Solidarity, as a central pillar of national solidarity, reacted swiftly to the bad weather that hit the town of Tadjoura. Within hours of flooding, the Ministry of Social Affairs and Solidarity activated its emergency response mechanism, dispatching a specialized team to the field for an in-depth assessment of the situation. This revealed that 354 households, representing 1,912 individuals, had suffered significant material and food losses. Aware of the emergency, MAS immediately organized the first phase of relief operation, distributing food to these more than 300 families in distress. This response is part of the wider strategy aimed at strengthening the resilience of population to climatic shocks. The government, under the leadership of His Excellency, the President of the Republic, places solidarity and the protection of the most vulnerable at the heart of its public action. Within this framework, MAS, as a national coordinator of humanitarian aid, acts in synergy with other institutions to guarantee continuous and sustainable assistance. In addition to providing immediate aid, MAS is preparing to deploy essential kits and is also committed, in line with its national social protection strategy, putting in place mechanisms for responding to shocks. That is, and it plans to strengthen infrastructure, develop awareness-raising programs, and reinforce inter-institutional coordination of responses to shocks. The Diwan Az-Zakat, an affiliate of the Ministry of Muslim Affairs and Waqf, has continued to distribute the first installment of its sponsorship program for orphans in inland regions. Yesterday, a delegation from this foundation visited the town of Tadjoura to distribute this financial aid to 67 orphans. This program is part of the initiatives launched by the President of the Republic in 2007 to support orphans by providing financial aid to guarantee their basic needs and ease the financial burden on their families. In addition to Djibouti, the distribution also covered the regions of Arta, Dakhil, and Ali Sebieh, where the financial aid was given to orphans registered in these regions. This is a part of the Zakat Diwan's ongoing effort to support the most vulnerable segments of society and provide them with material and moral support. It should be noted that the sponsorship project is a component of the social solidarity policy adopted by the government. It aims to improve the lives of orphans and provide them with dignified living conditions, helping to ease the economic burdens of beneficiary families and strengthening the country's social and economic stability. And for the international news, at least 7 Palestinians were killed in a new Israeli raid on the Gaza Strip on Tuesday, the Palestinian civil defense said. 4 people lost their lives and several others were injured when an Israeli fighter jet hit a food distribution stand in Al-Shawa, east of Gaza City, spokesman Mahmoud Basal told Anadolu. 3 other people were killed by Israeli shell fire in the southern city of Rafah, he added. Artillery fire also targeted the Zaytun and El Sabra district of Gaza City, but no information was yet available on any casualty. These new attacks come just after hours at least 40 people were killed and dozens wounded in Israeli airstrikes on a tent camp in Khan Yunis in the Al-Mawasi region, which Israel has designated as a humanitarian zone for displaced civilians in Gaza. Despite UN Security Council resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire, Israel has continued its deadly military offensive against the Gaza Strip since October 7. Since then, almost 41,000 people have been killed, mainly women and children, and more than 94,000 injured, according to local health authorities. The blockade imposed on the enclave has led to severe shortage of food, drinking water, and medicines, leaving much of the region in ruins. Israel is being prosecuted for genocide before the International Court of Justice for its action in Gaza Strip. This is it for this 9 p.m. English News edition. Thank you for watching us and have a wonderful evening.